Hello, Shaker Heights varsity baseball fans, and welcome into what is senior day here at the Shaker Heights High School baseball field. Shaker Heights taking on the Strongsville Mustangs for the second of their two-game series. Of course, here in Ohio High School baseball, you're going to get two games between rivals, and as Shakers now in the Greater Cleveland Conference, we're getting the Red Raiders taking on the Mustangs, which is a relatively new opponent. It's starting to drizzle a little bit out here, but nothing too serious just yet. We'll let you know if the weather gets too bad. Of course, the stream would be ending early if it got really that bad, but you can see it, and it's actually might be getting on your camera a little bit as well. Hopefully it isn't, but we'll be wiping it off maybe inning by inning. But anyway, Shaker Heights here on senior day is going with an all-senior lineup against the Strongsville Mustangs. It's what you expect on a senior day, of course. But last year, we had senior day against a much weaker opponent than Strongsville. So they were able to have every single senior throw an inning on the mound. That's not going to be the case here today. Strongsville defeated the Raiders just yesterday 9-1. So we're going to get Cole Klein on the mound, who just has above a 1.0 ERA. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. I'll be here with the call all game long. The Red Raiders are out on the field now. We'll tell you the defensive lineup in just a moment. Thanks for joining. Cole Klein with number 3 on the back of his jersey, looking for another good outing on the mound, just like his last. Here comes the kick and the pitch, and the lefty throws in a strike. Or, excuse me, a ball on the outside. That was close. Yeah, the rain is starting to pick up. Will not lie. The wind maybe will be a factor as well a little bit. This one's skied up. Will Berglund calling off everyone. And he's going to catch this one for a quick 2-pitch out number 1. Already bringing out the umbrella here. So, yeah, the wind might be a factor. It's actually trying to blow this umbrella away as we speak. But Cole Klein still on the mound. Here's the pitch from the left-handed dealer. This one grounded over the right side. That's going to be foul. On the infield, you're going to get C.J. Landrum over at first. At second will be Andrew Burley. Over at shortstop, Brett Moore. We'll talk about how he's been playing of late defensively. And then over at third, we're going to find Will Berglund. Here's the pitch. That one just outside. And behind the dish, catching the balls and strikes, is going to be Quentin Garnett. Outside of the infield dirt, you're going to get Nemo Crosby in left, Will Tagan in center, and out in right, you're going to get Richard. This one grounded over to Brett Moore. He couldn't handle it. Not sure if that'll really go as an error. There wasn't much he could do about it. Maybe just an infield single. But Brett Moore had a 3-error game just yesterday against Strongsville. It gave him number 17, 18, and 19 of errors. Behind him is Will Berglund at 10. Behind Berglund, there's a tie for 3 different guys at 5 errors. Here's Will Berglund playing it in foul territory, making the grab up against the fence, and that's going to be out number 2. A lacrosse game getting underway behind us here at the Russell H. Rupp Field. The Red Raiders in their white home uniforms. It's going to be JV men's lacrosse. Playing Strongsville as well. We saw this a lot in the Lake Erie League last year, that if one team, like say the football team is playing Bedford, the volleyball team is then playing Bedford. Here's a single over to the left side. It'll get through Brett Moore over at short and Berglund at third, and so that'll go as the second hit for the Strongsville Mustangs. Now they got a runner at first and second. There's 2 away. Nothing, your scores were just getting started. Again, Cole Klein doing really well so far. The rain really is starting to pick up now. Getting a lot of umbrellas out there in the stands. Cole Klein slowly now checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. This one sent over to the left side. That's going to be foul once again. Shaker looking for a big win here today. Losers of their last 3, and each by multiple runs. Their closest game was the one against University School on Friday. 12-10 was your loss there. That was a great game, and everyone knew it. That pitch is going to get away. Quinn Garnett tracks it down in the backstop. The runners are going to hold at second and third. And 2 runners in scoring position. However, still, there are going to be 2 away in the top of the first inning. 1-2 the count. Here comes pitch 11 from Cole Klein. That one upstairs, ball 2. 2-2 the count. We're evened up with 2 outs as well. 2 guys on. A lot of 2s. Cole Klein gathers in the glove. Doesn't check either runner. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back into the caging behind home plate. So we're going to do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Klein trying to avoid the full count. Let's see what he's got in him this time around. Pitch number 13. Here it comes. Almost ran in. Oh, never mind. The umpire thought he leaned back a little too much, and he thought it was a strike either way. Didn't take a hack at it, but there's strike number 3 and out number 3 to get him out of jam. 2 runners left on, both in scoring position. 0-0 remains your score after the top of the first. We're going to see Shaker's offense for the first time today under the gray skies and a rainy day. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call from the Shaker Heights High School baseball field. And thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call after the top of the first. 0-0 remains your scoreless score. And Quentin Garnett will be leading us off. He's the catcher in today's game. He's in the leadoff position with behind him Will Tagan and Will Berglund. The 1-2-3 guys set as we're just getting started here in the bottom of the first inning. Garnett digs in, the right-handed batter. Number 6 on the back of his jersey. As mentioned, he is the catcher in today's game. Here's the pitch. This one skied over to right, and this one might be out of play, and indeed it will be as it hits a lawn chair sent over there in right field. The rain may be starting to ease up a little bit. It got worse, but now it's a little bit better. Here's the next pitch to Garnett. This one's skied the same way over to the right side. Another strike. Strike 2. McNabb, the pitcher, number 10. Only 2 for him, but he's got a 100% strike rate. Let's see if he keeps it up here. That one in tight, and maybe I jinxed him. There's ball 1. That looked like the same kind of pitch location that Cole Klein got strike 3 on last at bat, but I guess no longer. This one down low and away. Gonna get a ball. Ball 2. 2-2 the count to Quentin Garnett. Here the next offering. This one is rocketed over to the right side, but that's going to be very much foul. Over near the football field goal post, over there along Alderside Road. That game behind me does continue, not exactly as high scoring as we've seen a lot of lacrosse games start. This one's skied up. This is in play. The left fielder gets under it, makes the routine catch. There is out number 1. So Garnett is retired, and the next up is going to be the 2 Wills of the team, Will Tagan and Will Berglund. 2 power guys. Let's see what they got at him this time around. Tagan and Garnett were the 2 hits in yesterday's game. Only 2 hits for Shaker while getting 10 errors defensively, and that did not help them whatsoever. Not sure defensive error has really ever helped anyone. This one's sent our way, and that's going to get down as a 1-out single. Tagan rounds first, but he's going to hold up there as, there you go, first base runner for Shaker Heights here in the bottom of the first. Berglund up next. Last time we called a game, it was on Friday against University School. He had a 3-run bomb out here into left center. That first pitch down low, and well, he's not going to try a swing of that. But yeah, that was really what gave Shaker the confidence for a comeback. They were down by 6 runs in that final inning. 12-6 was the score. They came back to at least make it 12-10. This one sent to the shortstop, tripping over as he makes the throw. Tagan will be out on the force at second. Berglund will be safe over at first. Rain definitely starting to lessen. Now C.J. Landrum is up to the plate. The first baseman in today's game. The first base spot used to be occupied by Berglund, however, no longer. They realized they had some troubles over at third. This one getting away from the catcher, however, Berglund is content over at first for the time being. But we saw Landrum primarily in the designated hitter position, and we got Berglund over there at first, while the third base position really struggled. Sam Luther was over there. Burley was occasionally over there. Landrum tried it over there, that pitch missing the mark. And so with Landrum over at third, and it wasn't exactly working, they said, hey, let's just flip-flop Landrum and Berglund, and so now they're on opposite sides of the diamond. Next pitch to Landrum, this one up high, and it'll be another ball. Shaker with the win here will go 6-6 in the GCC right now. They're 5-6 with, that one right down Main Street. Good ball for Landrum to hit. However, doesn't pull the trigger. That's going to be a strike to Landrum. Landrum number 25. That was the first strike to him, and typically you're not going to hack at a 3-0 count, especially not at this level. That pitch upstairs, ball 4. Landrum takes first. Berglund moves up to second. So, same kind of position as the Mustangs here in the first inning. Their offense with 2 guys on, 2 guys out. Let's see what Andrew Fogarty can do here. Fogarty finally did get that first hit against University School, a double, no less. It came at a perfect time to try and keep that offense cooking. I believe he was the 10th run of that game, and that's where the scoring ended. Shaker, unfortunately, in that home game, left 2 guys in scoring position in a 2-run ball game. 2 runs short of what would have been a 6-run comeback. It was really a thrill of a finish, regardless of what side you were on. You could tell US was getting very, very tense. Fogarty, the left-handed hitter, currently with a ball and a strike to him. 2 away, 2 men on. Here's the pitch. That one very much off the mark. 2 balls, 1 strike. But even with that hit, Fogarty's hitting still has not been exactly his strong suit. Entering in with an average of 0.40. This one sent our way off the glove of the second baseman. Berglund rounds third, but he's going to stay there. Did he make the play on first? He somehow did. Quick throw, quick recovery from the second baseman, and that's going to be out number 3. That was surely close. My goodness, I thought Fogarty was for sure safe over at first. But infielder, I guess, just doesn't agree. So, 1 inning down. 0-0 your score. Not a lot of offense to talk about. No offense to talk about through 1. But don't worry, we've still got 6 more innings to go here in Ohio high school baseball. Shaker Heights taking on the Strongsville Mustangs here in a GCC rivalry game, but also a good old senior day game as well. We'll be back for the call of the second inning. And thank you very much for tuning in. We are back for the call of the second inning. Shaker so far in a deadlock with Strongsville. Yesterday was a very different story. It was 9-1 your final. Strongsville just really got the better of Shaker. Or actually, it can be argued that pitch down low. Could be argued that Shaker really beat themselves up in that game. Again, 10 defensive errors in that game. Here's the pitch. This one down low. Strongsville with only 1 single error. And let me list to you all the guys that had an error. Brett Moore had 3. Andrew Burley had 2. Tyler Zach had 2. Cole Klein had 1. Nemo Crosby had 1. And Will Berglund had 1. So at that point, if you're the coach, you're going to have a tough time talking to your team after that. Just got to get the discipline under control at that point. Cole Klein still pitching well so far. Here's the pitch. That one's in there. It's going to be strike 2. Maybe strike 1, excuse me. Maybe that's the case. Strike 1. And I guess that was the case. 3-1. Here it comes. This one rocketed over to the left side. It's going to get down in foul territory. So that'll work our count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The batter, Thabata. Here's the pitch. That one's in tight and down low. That's going to get him scooting back into the batter's box and eventually moving forward as he's going to take first. The rain fully stopped here. Hopefully it'll remain as dry as it is right now. Maybe a little bit of a drizzle, but nothing really serious. Here's the pitch in tight. Oh, never mind. Strike 1. Again, whether or not I agree with the strike zone or not, it's about whether the umpire is consistent. If an umpire is consistent, that's what makes him a good umpire. No strike zones really alike. This one sent into the glove of Berglund. Here's the double play chance. Over to first. C.J. Landrum there. And that is a double play. Way to go, Berglund. 2 away on that play. And, of course, after I mentioned it, the rain beginning to get a little bit heftier. Two outs now. Here's the pitch. This one sent over the glove of Brett Moore. That's going to get down. Nemo Crosby, the man to play it, sending it in, holding the runner over at first. A decent throw. Neither Burley or Moore could exactly play it too well. However, it will hold Hartman over at first. Top of the second, 2 away, 1 man on in the form of Hartman, number 21. And this one, Brett Moore can't handle it. That was really hard to make, though. That was a tough play to try and work with, so maybe another infield single. Right now, they're currently, however, calling Brett Moore on that previous, what we thought would be an infield single. They're calling Brett Moore on an error, surprisingly enough. However, that one they will be ruling as an infield single. Interesting. If anything, I would have flipped those. But I guess I'm not the scorer. Connor Adams working that. He was also celebrated during senior day. We have nothing but appreciation for Connor Adams. Great presence over there in the dugout. This one sent down the third base line. Was it fair? Oh my goodness, apparently it was. Nemo Crosby struggling to dig it out, and now he's going to throw it up, and that's out of play. What was that throw got away from him? Hit the top of the dugout. Must have been a wet baseball. He's looking at his hand, wondering what happened there. I believe that's scoring 2. It'll be a double for Fisher, but he's going to take third on what should be an error. What an interesting play. Never seen that before. But again, as it is a wet day, you might be seeing some funky little plays like that. 2-0 now the score. Runner on third, 2 away. This one rocketed into center. Will Tagan under it, making the routine catch, and that's how Tagan rolls. That's why he's the WashU commit. Thank you very much for tuning in. 2 come across to score on what was an odd conclusion to that inning. Nemo Crosby launching one up onto the top of the dugout. However, not exactly sure it was his fault. It's a rainy day. It's a wet day. Let's see what Shakers now got in him to try and crawl back. They're only down by 2. Due up is Brett Moore, Nemo Crosby, and Andrew Burley. Let's see what they got in him when we come back. And we're back for the bottom of inning number 2. Again, an odd conclusion to that last inning. Nemo Crosby sending one up onto the top of the dugout. Not exactly a typical thing you see in the good old game of baseball. However, again, it's a wet day. You're going to lose the grip on the baseball. Maybe we're going to be seeing a couple more errors than we typically see. Except, however, it seems to really be drying up a lot more whenever Strongsville takes the field. Mother Nature maybe pulling for the Mustangs here today. That one, missing the mark, ball to Brett Moore. Next pitch to him. This one rocketed it through the 5-hole of the third baseman. That's going to get down for a single. Brett Moore rounds first. However, he'll stay there as they will get the lead-off single. Good stuff from Brett Moore. Already got an error in this one. So does Nemo Crosby, of course, with that launch onto the dugout. However, that will actually be Brett Moore's 20th, unfortunately enough. Last year he had 14. This year, a different story. Here's the pickoff attempt. Brett Moore back in safely on the dive. the game behind us, Shaker gave up the lead. They were up 1-0. Now they're down 2-1. However, of course, very much still within striking distance. This one, down low, it seemed. And it looks like he did not pull the trigger. Two nothing your score. The Mustangs are leading here on the road in Shaker Heights territory. Next pitch to Crosby. This one rocketed down the line, and that's going to be foul. Brett Moore was already routed second. My goodness, speed demon over there on the bases. McNabb up to 21 pitches now. Nemo Crosby will not get the pitch to him. This one, another unsuccessful pickoff attempt from McNabb. Nemo Crosby enters in with a 107 average. Only got 3 hits. However, the good thing is majority of those, 2 of the 3, are doubles. That one was upstairs to Crosby. That'll be 2 balls, 1 strike. McNabb with the glove to his head. And now here's the pitch. It's once again upstairs. You can hear Connor Adams all the way from here with his exclamation of whenever a ball misses the zone for one of those Red Raider batters. You love to hear it from him. Got to be one of the most vocal presence in the dugout. If not, maybe Andrew Burley, but come on, Connor Adams. You love to see him. That one, missing the mark again, ball 4. Nemo Crosby takes first. Brett Moore moves up to scoring position at second. Burley's going to be up next. He's entering in with an average of 261. He's played third a couple times. He actually played catcher, I believe, recently as well. Maybe that was against University School. I believe that was the case. Here he's showing bunt, and he doesn't hold back. He was trying to go for a low set of contact. However, he'll miss the mark. It's going to be strike number 1. Here's the 0-1, showing bunt again. This one popped up. And the pitcher stumbles at first. Will Burley beat it out? It doesn't look like he does. It's going to be a sacrifice bunt. He'll move Crosby up to second, Brett Moore to third. And that's going to bring us to the bottom of the order. Colin Richard, the right fielder in today's game, so far hasn't had a play out there in right. We'll see what he can do in the batter's box. McNabb up to 26 pitches. His 27th will be the first one Richard sees. McNabb's delivery on its way. That one should be in there, and indeed it is. Strike 1 to Richard. Richard wearing number 7 on the back of the jersey. Slimmer build than some of his team. Next pitch to him. That's going to run in and get him. So we go to the top of the order as we're going to get bases loaded with 1 away. How about it? Richard will stand off of first. It's going to be Crosby off of second. And it'll be Brett Moore off of third. Now we're going to get a mound visit already. One away. Bases are loaded. 2-0 is the score. The Mustangs lead. One swing of the bat can change this ball game. Quentin Garnett is the batter, 0 for 1. Again, he was 1/2 of the hits yesterday. Of course, only 2 hits for the team combined, and that came from Garnett, and it came from Tegan. Garnett was the man to get the 1 RBI for Shaker yesterday as well. Let's see if he can get a couple more with a base knock here. Richard off of first, Crosby off of second, Moore off of third. Here's the first pitch to him. This one sent over to the right side. That's going to get down fair. Brett Moore scores. Crosby rounding third. He's going to head home. But the throw, is it in time? It isn't. As the catcher wasn't able to handle, Quentin Garnett comes in clutch with a tying 1-out RBI double. Quentin Garnett, man, he has been hitting well. Garnett entering into today one of the best averages on the team, 317. And he's just been probably one of the more consistent guys. He had a 4-for-4 day against Menor here at home in a game that was tight till the finish. Shaker was able to win that one after being shut out the game before by Menor on the road. Here's the first pitch to Will Tagan. This one's skied up. This should score another. Richard has the speed behind him, and here he goes on the tag. Ooh, good throw. However, it's going to get away. Quentin Garnett looking to take third. However, he's going to be out number 3. However, the run should score at home plate, and so Shaker does take the lead. 3-2 the score, as Will Tagan will be 1 for 2 with an RBI. And there you go. Successful inning for the Red Raiders, and now it's Cole Klein's job to keep this score where it is as he returns to the mound. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call from the Shaker Heights High School baseball field. Shaker up by 1 after 2. And we're back. Top of the third inning. Shaker up by 1 after 2 RBIs from Quentin Garnett and 1 sacrifice fly from Will Tagan. So, Shaker up 3-2. Cole Klein back in, wearing number 3 on the back of the jersey, now up to 25 pitches. Here comes 26. That one in tight. It's good. Oh, never mind. This umpire, and again, if you're a batter, you got to get familiar with the umpire's strike zone as quick as you can, and he's been calling a lot of strikes more on the in-tight side of things. Here's the pitch. This one sent over to the right side, a hot shot. It'll be off the fencing. And so it's going to be foul, and it'll go as strike number 2. Behind us, the Russell H. Rupp Field Shakers JV men's lacrosse team still down by 1. 2-1 is the score. Here's the 1-2 count, or the 1-2 pitch from Cole Klein. Here it comes. This one will bounce. Still fair. Berglund tried to wait for it to go foul, but the throw is still in time. Good throw from Berglund to keep runners off. So there's out number 1 as Eckert is victim number 1. He's the 3 guy in the order. Now here comes the designated hitter, Farkas, who's 1 for 1 on the day so far. Let's see what he's got. First pitch fouled away. Cole Klein now to 30 pitches on the day. The wind getting a little rough up here, but nothing too bad. Might be affecting your camera a little bit. Seems it might be. This one's skied over to the right side. Richard under it. He'll make the grab. There's a good out number 2. Heads up play by the outfielder. So there you go. 2 quick outs for Klein. Currently attacking hitters well. 31 pitches, 22 strikes through 13 batters. So the thing is, however, and again, he's not as much a strikeout guy, and not many of the Red Raider pitchers have been. They've been more contact pitchers, some better than others, and you can tell that by the ERAs. And Cole Klein has really been one of those better guys. They're a big swing and miss. But we haven't seen a lot of strikeouts for Shaker pitchers. Here's the pitch down low. He was thinking about it, but he held off. It's going to go for ball 2. Again, Shaker coming off of 3 straight losses, each by multiple runs. However, that University School game, that was probably the closest game we've seen in a long, long time. Almost went Shaker's way, unfortunately. Just couldn't get that result. Stranding 2 runners in scoring position in a 2-run ball game. This one's popped foul behind us. And that's going to keep our count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pedersen, the batter, 0 for 1 to begin his day. He was the one victim of a strikeout so far. Cole Klein looking to get the same kind of result here. Here's the 2-2. Oh, just outside. That was close. We work our way full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Payoff pitch in a tense position for Pedersen. Here's the payoff. That one upstairs, and he knew it. Pedersen takes first. So though he was the one guy to go down on strikes, he's now a guy that's able to get on base with a walk. So hasn't put it into play. However, he's 1 for 2 with getting on base so far. Next guy up also walked. His first time up, however. The batter. And first pitch missed for strike 1. Next offering. That one in tight. That time the umpire is going to let that one be a ball. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Pedersen taking his lead off of first as we speak. Cole Klein checks the runner. Now here's the offering from the left-handed dealer, and it's low and in tight. 2-2 now the score over here. Over in Shaker, but actually, scratch that. Strongsville just took the lead right back. 3-2. Some of that commentator jinx for you. There. Strike 2. 2-2. Saw this last time. I was not sure if they called him on that swinging or if they let that one be called. That one just off the mark. They're going to say he looked at that last one. But that last one was missing, so we work our way full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first and Pedersen. Can he walk twice back-to-back? Here comes the pitch, and, well, he doesn't have to. Runs in and gets him. He's going to be the first batter hit by a pitch for Shaker. Shaker's pitcher, Cole Klein. And that's going to bring 2 guys on, 2 outs. Seen this a lot so far. Lofgren, the batter, 0 for 1. Cole Klein has had 2 strikes with 2 outs on the last 2 guys. Just hasn't been able to put them away. This one low and outside for ball 1. Again, a gray day out here in Shaker. Same kind of thing we saw against University School on Friday. However, the difference is, well, it got a little bit wet early in this one. This one fouled back. Right off the glove of Garnett. Again, an all-senior lineup for you here today. See it in the outfield. You'll see it in the infield. You'll see it on the mound. You'll see it behind the dish. Everyone out here is a senior, and I assume they're going to keep it that way unless an injury is to occur. It's senior day. Let the kids play. This one upstairs, ball two. I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do in relief, however. Maybe bring in Andrew Fogarty. That would make sense. He is the designated hitter as well. Here's the 2-1. Now one missing as well. 3-1 the count. He's one ball away from walking the bases loaded. He walked the first runner. He hit the second runner. And now he's one ball away from walking another guy. And with 2 outs, nobody on, it might work our way to 2 outs and bases loaded. Here it comes. 2 in tight. He misses with ball 4. That's exactly what happens. Pedersen will be on third. The batter moves up to second. And Lofgren moves his way to first. And now we're already going to get a mound visit here in the top of the third. In relief, it will be interesting to see what we get. I assume it would be Fogarty. We'll typically see Fogarty on a Thursday, but we'll typically see Tyler Zach on a Tuesday. And they used Zach in relief yesterday because they knew senior day was today. And because there's no game Wednesday or Thursday this week, you have Fogarty as an available pitcher. Strongsville now leading behind us in that JV lacrosse game 4-2. Hopefully Shaker's JV squad can pick this one back up. We'll see. Cole Klein, bases loaded. He's back on the mound. Here's the pitch from the left-handed dealer. This one cut on. Will that end up fair? It will. That'll score 1, and here comes the second and go-ahead run, Nemo Crosby's throw. And, oh, the tag, did he get him? He did not. He's safe over at third, but that'll score 2. And Strongsville takes the lead back. They're up 4-3 with 2 runners in scoring position. It'll be Lofgren over at third. It's going to be Hartman over at second. He got 2 to come across, 2 RBIs for him now. He splits the 4 between himself and Fisher. And now Capel is the next guy up. This one's sent over to the right side. Burley misses it right under the glove. And that's going to score, man. Or it's actually going to score 2 guys. Can you believe that? And Burley really aggravated about that one. That's just unfortunate. Went right under the glove. Had 2 errors yesterday. That's already going to be 3rd on the day for Shaker. And there comes runs number 5 and 6. This one's skied up. Richard seeing if he can play it. But that's going to get down in front of a fan and a lawn chair. That's going to be pitch number 52 from Cole Klein. It'll be strike number 31. That last play really could mess you up as a fielder. You might be thinking about that one for the remainder of the game. We'll see with the next play that comes to him, assuming he gets 1, if not more. There's the throw. Burley can't apply the tag. It's off his glove. So Capel takes second. 6-3 the score. That was ball 1 that you just witnessed. And now this one's sent over to Brett Moore. Can he play this? He does on the hop. And the throw on the first is on target and on time for out number 3. So, feels like a long time ago they did have bases empty with 2 outs. But after that, they got 4 runs to come across on an error, on a couple of hits. And now Shaker will meet over by their dugout to talk things over. Because now they're down by 3. Let's see what they can do here. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. We'll be back for the call of the bottom of the 3rd inning. 6-3, Strongsville leading. We're back for the bottom of the third inning. Shaker had the lead by 1 as we entered in to the top of the third, and they got the first 2 outs. But after that, it really kind of collapsed. 4 runs came across. There was a big error from Andrew Burley that let 2 of those come across. This one down low for Berglund. So Strongsville leading 6-3. They're leading in hits 5-3. However, Shaker has 3 errors while Strongsville has 0. Errors have been a real big issue for Shaker, 21 over the last 3 games. And maybe that's just what tells you why those last 3 games have been losses. I mean, come on, that's 7 errors per game. This one sent, oh, it'll hit off the glove of the third baseman. The shortstop might have had a play on it. However, as the third baseman hit it with the glove, it redirected. And so Berglund will take first. We'll see how they score that one. Might be an infield single. Maybe should be an infield single. But we'll see. Berglund, the leadoff man over at first. Up next is going to be C.J. Landrum with some power behind the bat. He walked his first time up. Let's see what he's got here. First pitch to him. Ooh, in there for a strike. They're going to rule that one as an infield single. So hits almost comparable. Shaker just down by 1, 5-4 in that department. But again, Shaker's just got to get the errors under control. This one popped up. First baseman playing it. And oh, he dropped it. Berglund bolting to second. He's going to slide in. And wow. Yeah, the first baseman, Pedersen, and number 26, the pitcher, collided into each other. And, well, there was nothing to be done. They were both calling for the ball to the last minute. And that's just what we're going to call an error. There's nothing else to be said about it. Should have had that one. 1 man on at first, 1 man on at second. Landrum off of first, and it's Berglund off of second. Here's another bunt. This time it's going to be from, oh, not going to be able to make a throw is the pitcher. Good bunt from Fogarty. And bases are loaded, nobody out. How about that? A great start to an inning. You always want to wonder, after these starts to these kinds of innings, you want to wonder what was said to get them so charged up in that mid-inning meeting between the coaches and players. You just want to know what was said to get them popping like this. So 5 hits per side now. Bases are loaded, nobody out for the pitcher 26. They took out McNabb after only 2 innings pitched. Only 3 runs were earned for him. But they didn't like it. And yeah, I guess Cole Klein has given up 4 earned runs, but they're keeping him in. They have faith in their pitcher. That's what you can respect about the head coach, Stephen English. Thank you very much for joining us. 6-3 the score, but Shaker looking for some runs here. Here's the pitch. Moore takes this one. It misses the mark. Ball 2-0. Walking Brett Moore here would be a mistake, to say the least. It's a very gray day. My goodness. Clouds getting darker above us. However, no rain currently. That pitch is in there. Strike 1. 2-1 the count. Nobody out. We've got Fogarty on first, Landrum at second, and Berglund taking his lead off of third. Brett Moore 1 for 1. Looking to go 2 for 2 with an RBI knock here. Let's see what he's got. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And this one skied over to the right side. Get out, get out. Indeed it does. There's strike 2. So we'll even up our count at 2 apiece. but it gives Brett Moore one more chance to do some damage. Here's the 2-2 to Brett Moore eventually if 26 wants to deliver. Here it comes. Oh, rings him up on strike three. Just hit the outside half of the zone, and so Brett Moore goes down on strikes, and that is a rough point to go down on strikes. He's the first victim of the Red Raider order. So that brings Nemo Crosby. He walked his first time up. He came across to score after that walk. Let's see if he can draw another here. Here's the pitch. That's in there. Again, Crosby not entering in with the best average. He's at 107. However, the hits have picked up a little bit more and more over the recent games. That one also in there. Back-to-back strikeouts would be crazy if you're number 26. Oh, 2 the count to Nemo Crosby. Bases loaded, one away. Here's the pitch. This one cut on, a hot shot. It got assistant coach Jarrell Johnson jumping, trying to get out of the way of that one. However, he's able to evade it. It'll remain an 0-2 count. The drizzle's starting to pick up again. Nothing too bad. We'll let you know if it gets that. That's my job, isn't it? 0-2 remains your count. One away. Here's the pitch again. And a swing and a miss. Wow. Back-to-back Ks with bases loaded. From no outs to one out. And now we got two. And now next up, it's going to be Andrew Burley. Last time, got hit by a pitch. Or actually, is that correct? No, it's not. Reached on an error his last time up. First pitch missing the mark. It's going to be a ball. Shaker could really use this win here today. Trying to get back to 500 in the GCC. And you always want to see a win on Senior Day. Here's the 1. This one down low. Eckert luckily able to keep this one in front of him. If he hadn't, it made its way to the backstop. Going to get Will Berglund maybe making a move home to try and steal home on a wild pitch. 2-0 the count. Here's the next offering to Andrew Burley, who's 0 for 0. Ooh, that'll hit. Just hit the top half of the zone. We're evened up. Or actually, excuse me, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 away. Here's the pitch, and this one fouled back. 3 straight strikeouts for number 26. That'd be devastating to the Shaker order. Had bases loaded with nobody out, and they're down by 3. I mean, let's just see. Here's the 2-2. 2 outs, bases loaded. The offering to Burley. This one sent. Oh, the pitcher gloves it, but a throw almost pulled him off the bag as it rainbowed its way to Pedersen, and Shaker with no outs and bases loaded can't get anything out of it. Brutal. So we're through 3. Shaker with 4 more to try and crawl back into this game. They're down 6-3. Cole Klein back to the mound. Let's see what he's got in him. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. We'll be right back for the middle inning. Cole Klein back to the mound. So far, he's given up 4 earned runs. And behind him, 3 defensive errors so far for Shaker. 1 from Burley, Moore, and Crosby. That one, ooh, it'll go for a strike. Maybe looked a bit down low, at least from here. Of course, don't have the greatest view of things from out here, out all the way left center. Closest action we get is a long ball that makes its way out here. That one missing the mark, ball 1. Strongsville, another public school southwest of us, that pitch down low and away. School around that kind of enrollment that you see from Brunswick, just a bit more than Shaker. Not as much as Brunswick, but not as little as Shaker. Here's the pitch, off the plate again. So they've got over 1,800 students enrolled. It's big compared to Shaker, but yeah, that school Brunswick. And those Blue Devils, they have a lot of Blue Devils to choose from in that enrollment. There, hot shot to the glove of Berglund. Drops to one knee, making the play, and that'll be out number 1. Good reaction from Berglund to get a quick out number 1 into his glove, and that's going to be the first out, and it'll bring up it'll bring up Eckert, who's 0 for 2. This one sent over to Brett Moore. He scoops it up, the throw on the first. And C.J. Landrum able to pick it out of the dirt. So 2 back-to-back pitches brings back-to-back outs. And 6-3 remains your score. Nobody on base just yet here in the top of the 4th inning. It's getting brighter now. The clouds really seeming to make their way over our heads. As, not sure, I don't think you can see on your camera, but the clouds really starting to fade away. Here in the top of the 4th, 2 away. Cole Klein up to 60 pitches. Here's the 61st. This one's skied up. That's got a chance. Holy, it's out of here. Over to left field. Farkas with a solo shot to left. And that'll give him 1 more run, as 7-3 is now your score. Dang. There was really no doubt about it. Right off of the bat. That one had some pop to it. Shaker lost the game behind us, by the way, that JV lacrosse game. 7-4 was the final there. I assume Varsity will be making their way out in some time. Here's the pitch. That one in tight. A ball to Pedersen. And this next pitch fouled over to the right side. We say it every time. If you park over there behind home plate, you're at risk. Gotta explain that to the car insurance if a baseball comes sailing through your window. Same kind of thing we saw at Lake Catholic. Lake Catholic there. Oh, not a strike, I suppose. I guess we're going to get the confirmation. It looked like it was in the zone. Maybe I just didn't see the motion, and that is the case. That was strike 2. Here's the 1-2. That one's in tight. We're evened up in the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Here's the offering. This one sent to the right side again, and it'll go foul as it hits off of the away bleachers over there. Pedersen stays with the 2-2 count here on Senior Day. Cole Klein looking to get out of this inning with some efficiency. Here it comes. This one's sent over to Brett Moore. He'll handle the throw on. In time, that'll be out number 3. 1 run comes across on Farkas' solo shot to left field. And so, Shaker now down by 4. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker's offense needs to pick it up as we are now halfway through this one. 12 more outs to work with. Let's see what they got. So I said the clear skies are over to our left. It'll be right to your right if you're standing on home plate. However, the rain picked up suddenly, kind of out of nowhere. Even though the clouds seem lighter, I guess it doesn't exactly matter. And so we'll see if this slows down soon. But for now, Shaker down by 4 after the solo shot of the last inning. Cole Klein gave up 0 in the first, but after that, no such luck. 2 in the second, 4 in the third, and then 1 in the fourth. He's got to get back to the scoreless innings. Here's the next pitch to Tegan, down low. He'll take it for ball 1. Or excuse me, this is Richard, excuse me. Same colored helmet. Get them mixed up occasionally. Same thing as Andrew Burley as well. Same kind of height and same kind of helmet. Might get you mixed up. Two strikes to Richard. Here's the 1-2. That's down low. No arguing that. What I'm surprised about is outside of the home run fence in right field, you are seeing a lot of children out there just playing in the rain. And I mean, I understand that could be a part of your childhood, but this rain has gotten heavier and heavier. This one popped up, and oh, right off the fencing. And yeah, you don't see that happen too much. What are the odds of it skying right onto the tip of the fence? But I guess, hey, we've seen a couple of crazy things here today. Saw Nemo Crosby's error as he launched it on top of the dugout. You just don't see that too often. And now here, Richard needing to skip off of his feet as this one lands below him. Here we are, bottom of the fourth, 7-3 the score. The Mustangs lead it here on Shaker's senior day. It's a good feeling if you're an away team to ruin another's senior day. Shaker looking to avoid giving them that feeling. This one popped up. This will be foul once again over to the right side, over the Mustangs' dugout. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Can Shaker get the leadoff guy on? Here's the pitch. And this one popped foul once again. Richard fighting. What an AB. Last inning, Shaker was able to get the leadoff guy on, then another, then another. Bases were loaded with nobody out. Nothing came of it. They had a great opportunity to at least lessen the deficit or, if not, tie it up. Maybe even take the lead. One swing of the bat could have done it at that point. However, nope. Number 26 didn't let it happen. Still your guy out on the mound currently. And it's still a full count with nobody out. Here's the payoff. And this one rocketed into right field. Right fielder gets under it. Doesn't have to move too much as Fisher makes the grab. Fisher here today got the first 2 RBIs for the Mustangs. Since then, not too much. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Quentin Garnett now up. He's got 2 RBIs here today for Shaker. Here's the first pitch to him. Rainbows its way, but it'll miss the mark for a ball. Garnett, 1 for 2 with the 2 RBIs. This one's sent over to the left side. Can it get through? The shortstop says no. He handles, he throws, and there's out number 2. Bottom of the fourth, 2 outs. 4 runs the deficit. After this next out, we're going to step in front of the camera. So now the right-handed batter in the form of Will Tegan is up. The center fielder, 1 for 1 on the day. But he did it into a sac fly earlier as well. So that's something to keep in the back of your head. That one down low. 1-1 the count. Two away. Strongsville leading by 4. Here's the pitch. This one's rocketed into center field. That's going to get down a base hit. A 2-out single for Will Tagan, and that will bring us to the 3-0 hitter, Will Berglund. Will follows Will in the order, and that's been the way all the way through the season. If Will Tagan is in spot number 2, Berglund's at 3. If Tagan's at 3, Berglund's at 4. It's just how it's worked all season long, and we've seen them play with the lineup a little bit. We saw it in North Allegheny that Tagan was in the 2 spot, and so they've been playing with it. Whether or not Tagan has been in the 2 or 3, or Berglund's been in the 3 or 4, they've still been pretty efficient at the plate. Tagan taking his lead off of first. This one's skied up, and we'll see if this remains in play. It'll hit the ground out of play over the Red Raider dugout. The rain once again starting to pick up a little bit. Not too bad. The rain itself isn't heavy. It's just constant. One ball, one strike, 2 away. Taking his lead off of first. Pitcher checks him. Tagan runs. This one's popped over to the right side. And it's caught by the man in the bullpen, but that won't matter at all. And Tagan needing to jog his way back to first. He was halfway to third after that one was caught. That'll go for strike number 2. 1-2 the count, 2 away. Next pitch, Berglund skies this one over to right field. Right fielder Fisher's under it, making the grab for out number 3. So through 4, Shaker down by 4, and let me hop in front of the camera to tell you all about it. So again, the rain continuing here at the Shaker Heights High School baseball field, but that won't end our broadcast that easily. Shaker down 7-3. Cole Klein returning to the mound as we speak. The defense remaining the same out here for the Red Raiders. Here on Senior Day, you'll want to let the seniors play. That's just kind of how it works no matter what. However, Cole Klein hasn't pitched a scoreless inning since the first. He's let 2 across in the second, 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and let's see what the fifth has for him now. He's pitched now 66. He's been attacking the hitters well. He's pitched 40 strikes. However, he's just got to keep the guys off the scoreboard. Shaker within striking distance. 4 is not the biggest deficit. Of course, Shaker was down by 6 against US there in the final inning. They came back to close the deficit to 2. However, after that, they weren't able to get anything going. But they were able to get 4 runs to come across when they needed it most. So let's see if they have that sort of comeback within them this time. This win would help them get back to 500 in the Greater Cleveland Conference. Let's see how they close this one out in the final 3 innings. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. We'll send you back up front. First pitch from Klein in a new inning. This one rocketed over to left. That had some power behind it. However, luckily that time it'll be foul. Again, we got that solo shot in the last inning. Kind of just came out of nowhere. That one in there for strike 2. Farkas was able to get the pop off the bat. Typically, you're going to see that from the 4-hole guy, designated hitter in today's game. 2 for 3 on the day. This one sent over to the third baseman. The throw across the diamond. Berglund able to make the throw. Landrum able to make the catch. That's out number 1. Top of the fifth, Shaker down by 4. You never want to lose on your senior day. Let's see what goes here. Here's the first pitch of a new AB from Klein. The swing and miss from Lofgren. Lofgren did come across to score. He was one of the 7 runs here today. You know, the interesting thing is the first 3 guys in the order are the only 3 guys without a run to their name. All of the rest of them have 1 except for Hartman, who has 2. And he's having a day. He's 2 for 2. He's got 2 runs. He's got 2 RBI. Here's the pitch from Klein. This one's skied up. And let's see where this one lands. It looks like it'll be foul. Off the bleachers. What a bounce. .72 pitches now for Klein. Of the 72, 45 have hit the zone. He's faced 24 batters. Next pitch from Klein on the 1-2. This one, oh, good contact. It'll loop its way in front of Nemo Crosby in left field. The throw in will hold the runner at first, and so 1 out, 1 man on. Strongsville looking for some insurance runs, and against a GCC rival, it never hurts. Again, yesterday, Strongsville beating the Raiders by 8. Wonder when they're going to get relief in here. We got time called. I think the umpire was talking to the coach over on the third base side. We might be getting a pinch hitter. Not sure why you would make that decision at this point, though, when Hartman's 2 for 2. Maybe that wasn't the case. We're not seeing the change on game changer. So maybe they were just wanting a nice chat. That one missing the mark for a ball. Here's the pickoff attempt. Klein to Landrum. And Gyurko, there's the change. Gyurko back in there safely. That was their change. They just wanted a pinch runner in there over at first. This throw, and here's the attempt on the steal. And this throw got its way into shallow right center. Brett Moore was there to back it up, luckily. As once again, another man is able to take second on a steal attempt. 2-0 the count. Again, wondering how soon they're going to bring in some relief. Especially if you can't get out of this jam. Here's the pitch. This one's skied up, and it's going to be fouled behind home plate, behind that caging. Klein entering in today with an ERA of 1.033. And let's just say that's no longer going to be the case. He's given up 5 earned runs. That pitch upstairs is going to be ball 3. 3-1 the count. Assume we'd see Fogarty up next in relief, but I guess we're going to find out if Klein can't go much longer. That one's laid right in there. That's strike 2. The batter knew it, too. Hartman, again, he's 2 for 2. 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Just a lot of 2s up there for him. And let's see if he'll go 3 for 3. This one down low, it's going to be ball 4. No motion from the dugout just yet. Strongsville up by 4, looking for more. Ooh, made that rhyme. 1 away. Klein. Oh, now here we go. We're going to get our mound visit, and let's see what happens here. Do they make a substitution? Doesn't look like they will. You have Barrett available if you want to pitch him, but he can only go a short while. Of course, he's being eased back in from injury. This does seem to be a longer mound visit, and it looks as though they're going to keep Klein out there. For Strongsville, on the other hand, they let their starter go 2 innings, and after 3 earned runs, they took him out, and that's been a good strategy for him. The next man, number 26, sorry I don't have a name for him, but number 26 has given up 3 hits. No runs have come across under his watch. Klein will now be throwing his 80th against Capel, who's 1 for 2, and here's the bunt attempt. Klein plays it. Here's the throw. He will get the out as he falls down to the field. He'll get up, and he seems to be all right. Surprised you do that with 1 away. Typically only do that with no outs, but honestly, if you're Cole Klein, you might be okay with that decision for Strongsville. Now there's only 1 more out to get. Let's see what we got here. As Capel is out, Gurko goes to third, Hartman to second, and Fisher is the batter. He's 1 for 3 on the day. First pitch fouled back. Fisher, number 1 guy in the order, playing right field here today. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs to the name. In the order, only 1 guy has struck out. I've been through this order 3 times now. And yeah, Pedersen, the 1 guy with a K beside his name. 4 walks. However, that pitch down low, it's going to be ball 1. 1-1 the count. Interesting thing about the walks, and they weren't all consecutive. However, all of the walks came from the 5, 6, 7, and 8 guys, all together, scrunched up there in the order. Here's the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. 2 guys in scoring position, 7-3 the score. Here it comes. This one low and in tight. It's going to be ball number 2. If he walks the guy here, I don't know what your next move is. Barrett's in the bullpen. He's not exactly warming up. He'll make his way back into the dugout now. Not exactly sure what we should expect. That one's rolled a strike. That'll leave us up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. If Klein can get out of this jam, we might see him for another inning as well, but I guess we're going to see. Be his first inning since the first as he threw up a 0. Let's see. This one cut on. Berglund can't play it, and that'll get a run across, and it'll get it 2 runs across. Here's the throw on the second. It'll get away from Burley. Landrum on to Burley. However, the slide from Fisher, and he's in over at second. Oof. Now do we get motion from the dugout? Doesn't look like we will. And they're going to say they reached on an error, so technically only 5 runs have been earned from Klein. Under Klein, I should say. And honestly, at this point, that's going to make, in this game, it isn't even finished yet. Over the last 4 games, including today, that's 25 errors in these games alone. This one handled by Berglund, the throw on to Landrum. He'll handle it out of the dirt. Great play by Landrum. However, the damage is done once again. 9-3 your score. Strongsville leads it. Here on the road, trying to take away a victory on Shaker's senior day. Let's see what comes next. As we go into the bottom of the 5th inning, Shaker down by 6. Let's see what they got in them next. Shaker was up 3-2, but that's been gone a long time at this point. Strongsville up 9-3 as we make our way into the bottom of the fifth. The sun's out. So that's bringing everyone a little bit of joy, no matter what the score is. That one missing the mark. Sun can always brighten up your day, figuratively and literally. That one, ooh, that's definitely missing the mark. As we see in Major League, just a bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes to C.J. Landrum, due up behind him, Fogarty and Moore. This one skied up. This one's got some power behind it. However, the center fielder able to get there for out number 1. Landrum now 0 for 2 on the day. Fogarty now up. Two balls, no strikes, but they got the out on Landrum as he sent one into center. So Fogarty, who is 1 for 2 on the day, looking for something here to just try and give life to this Shaker offense. And so he was 0 for, I believe, 24, maybe 25 in his first at-bats. That pitch down low. However, now Fogarty has got hits in back-to-back games. So this is always helpful when you know the playoffs are coming up. Shaker, there, a big swing and miss from him at a pitch upstairs. Shaker moving into playoffs. They're technically seeded number 8, and they're going to be hosting Normandy back here at the Shaker Heights High School baseball field. If you remember that game against Normandy, well, let me tell you about it after this pitch. It's a 2-2 with 1 away. That one right down Main Street. Fogarty knew it. As immediately as that pitch was caught, he made his way right to the dugout. Brett Moore, 1 for 2, is now due up. Number 1 on the back of his jersey. Shaker with 7 more outs to work with, 6 more runs to come back from. And yeah, if you look from where we're standing out here in the Russell H. Rupp Field away bleachers, if you look over to your right towards the high school, you're going to be getting nothing but ridiculously dark skies. And I assume the rain continues to move that way east. And to the west, beautiful. Completely sunny skies. This one's popped up. That's going to be foul over to the right side. Strike 2 to Brett Moore. And this is good for the varsity lacrosse players behind us, as the men's team is looking for another GCC victory. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they're undefeated in the Greater Cleveland Conference. They beat Brunswick recently. They beat Medina when they played them. They beat Menor. I believe they beat Heights. So we'll see if they can finish the clean sweep. That one's in there. Strike 3. Called on the 1-2 pitch. And so Brett Moore is down on strikes. He will now be down on strikes for the second time today. He's the only man to have gone down multiple times. Not a lot of strikeouts. If you're one baseball fan of punch-outs, we've only got 5 for you. Shaker's gone down 4 times. Strongsville only gone down once, so we'll see. Up to the mound. I believe we're going to get our relief man, and indeed we do. Thomas Barrett out to the mound. They've been easing him in, trying to give him some relief outings to try and build him back to a starter. And we'll see. Maybe we could even see him on Tuesday. Just not exactly the most likely thing. We'll see. It'll be a combination of how coaches feel, how he, of course, feels, and just what is right against Normandy. But we'll tell you more about him when we come back. Shaker down by 6 runs as we make our way into the 6th inning. We'll be back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Shaker Heights. Finally, some sunny skies here in Shaker Heights. Thomas Barrett, your pitcher, here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch from the left-handed dealer. This one grounded over to Brett Moore. He's going to play it on the hop over the head. And now, at first he made the motion of an out. Burley thought it was out. Brett Moore, I believe, thought it was too. But nope. And again, against University School, we've seen some questionable calls from umpires. That University School game particularly had me questioning what was going on with that umpire. And I'll take the heat from anyone if they want to argue that I'm being too judgmental to the umpires. That was a rough call. Against, I believe it was Quentin Garnett, who they called him as dropping the ball instead of dropping it on a transfer. And so they ruled that the guy at second was safe. It was an odd occurrence. That game was odd in general. It was a gray day, Shaker versus US. It's never a normal occurrence when you get those two taking on each other. That one fouled over to the left side. It'll work our count to 1 and 2. Nine 3 the score. Strongsville leading. Behind us, the varsity men's lacrosse game will be getting underway in a couple minutes here. This one fouled back, and we'll keep our count at 1 and 2. And actually rule it in another 10 minutes, I suppose. This one sent into center. Will Tagan handles it. He'll send it over to Brett Moore so that the lead runner holds it second. Barrett needs to get this under control quickly. Now, for the other Cleveland baseball matters, Cleveland and the Guardians taking on the Tigers currently, and in the bottom of the second, it's already a lot of offense. The Tigers leading that game 5-2. In that game, let me check some stats there. That one missing the mark right down the middle for ball 1. Next pitch. Ooh, swing and a miss. There's strike 1. But yeah, Logan Allen pitching for the Guardians. Only 2 full innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs. He's walked 2. He's allowed 2 home runs already through 2 innings. There, Barrett motioning towards second, making sure the lead runner doesn't move any more than he already has. But yeah, 2 home runs in 2 innings. That's a recipe for success if you're the Tigers. Here's a bunt attempt. Great bunt. Here's the throw on the first. It should be in time, and indeed it is. My goodness, that was a great bunt. Really gave Pedersen time to bolt his way over to first. However, the Garnett just quick, and he gets out number 1. However, that'll move 2 guys into scoring position now. Eckert over at third, Farkas to second. The batter, 0 for 1 on the day. However, he did come across as a run. He walked once as well. He was hit by a pitch. He's got just about everything under his belt here in this game. That one, missing the mark. Barrett now to 9 pitches. And again, they're not going to let him go too much. This might be his only inning. Here's pitch 11. That one upstairs. Ball 2. Farkas off of second, Eggert off of third. Thabata, the right-handed hitter. Next pitch. That should be in there. And indeed, we're going to get the call. In other words for sports in the area, if you like basketball, you like Cleveland basketball, well, today's your day. Taking on the Celtics, and if they win that game, that'll give Cleveland basketball a lot of momentum to continue their hot streak forward. This one skied up. Burley calling off everyone, making the grab. And oh, the runner over at third motioned his way forward. However, he holds up there. Had me fooled. However, Burley hung on to it, didn't make the throw. Tried to get a wild throw. Burley already has 1 error on the day. Now here's another wild pitch. However, the lead runner will hold. Currently got Bruno Mars playing behind me here at the Russell H. Rupp Field. Still, my goodness, getting ready for this men's varsity lacrosse game. Maybe they were set for a 7 o'clock start. Be a bit surprised if that was the case, however. That JV game, I believe, started at 5. That one missing the mark. Again, not exactly sure where. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Next pitch from Barrett. This one, I guess, down low. So this next offering, that's down low again. That for sure was a ball. But yeah, these last couple of pitches haven't been too satisfactory, especially if you're Barrett. So now the bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. Hartman 2 for 2 on the day. 2 for 2. He's come across to score 3 times. He's knocked in 2. That's strike 1. He's walked once. I mean, he's had himself a day at the plate. He's in the 8th spot. Barrett nearing 20 pitches. This one's skied over to left. Oh, that's got a chance. And it's over the wall. Out and left. So it's going to be a grand slam. And after this inning, if the deficit remains where it is, that's a mercy rule. A grand slam for Hartman. And that stinks if you're Thomas Barrett on the mound, getting you eased in. Giving up a grand slam like that. 13-3 the score. Here in the top of the 6th inning. This might be our final inning now. After that one. Next pitch in there for a strike. 11 unanswered runs for Strongsville have brought us to where we are. And on senior day, getting mercied, that's never where you want to be. Only been mercied once this year. Not against a GCC opponent. Not yet. That one in tight. It's going to be a ball. Ball 2 to Capel. But yeah, getting mercied on your senior day is never a good look. This one off the mark. It's going to be ball 3. Wonder what the coach is going to say after this game, assuming this one stays as this losing result for Shaker. This one grounded. Barrett plays it with the right glove. The throw on the first. That's out number 3. However, grand slam for the Strongsville Mustangs made its way just over the fence out and left. 2 home runs now over in that direction. And so now, Shaker down by 10. And 3 more outs for Strongsville's defense will bring us to a mercy rule victory for Strongsville. It was 3-2. Shaker was leading. And now we're at 13-3, Strongsville leading. Again, 11 unanswered runs. We'll see what's next. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum here with the call earlier in the season, but that wasn't on your home game senior day. This was just really a tough loss for Shaker. Getting mercy ruled on your senior day is never going to be a good look. Your final home game of the regular season, they're going to have another home game, and that's going to be against Normandy for that first playoff game. It's going to be a week from today on the 14th, that Tuesday. But yeah, Shaker's going to look to take on Lakewood next on Friday. It's going to be a 7 o'clock. That's when the first pitch is set for. Behind us, we're getting this men's varsity lacrosse game underway. It's taken a long time, but now they're finally getting it started. But yeah, for Shaker baseball, a lot of things that they've got to work on. Errors, 25 errors in total over the last 4 games. And again, those 4 games have been losses, and I'm not sure there's much of a question as to why. And yeah, Shaker in hitting, their batting average, I believe, is around 230 at this point as a team collectively. And with the batting average against, it's, I believe, over 270. So it's just not been a good ratio in total. And so there's just things that need to be discussed and worked on for Shaker as a group. It's not just one person that needs to take accountability at this point. It's the team that needs to work forward into the playoffs. And let's see what we just got to sit back and we just got to see what Shaker can do moving forward. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum, here with the call from the Shaker Heights High School baseball field for the second to last time of the season. We'll see you back here in a week, but we will see you on Friday as well, as Shaker will be in Lakewood. That's going to be a night game. We'll see you then. However, Shaker loses their senior day. They get mercied in 6 innings. 13-3 is your final. The Strongsville Mustangs win on the road.